Confident? How ready do you feel that you guys are ready for a game in 10, 12 days?
I feel good. I think we've had a really good fall camp. Guys have really grasped, the identity of our offense, which starts with running the football, being physical up front. And then guys have been making plays. It's been really exciting to see, our one group, 1A, 1B group going out there and playing and doing it how we want it to be done.
What were your biggest takeaways from the offense in the two scrimmages you've had?
Yeah, I think you just want to see growth each time and guys improving. And our big thing is DBO, don't beat ourselves. And what does that look like? That looks like pre-snap, just getting a line correctly, seeing the formation, false starts, stuff that we can control, that we have to control. So I think from the start of fall camp to now, we're in a much better place. And, over these next 2 weeks, it's just about sharpening our craft and really zoning in on what we're going to do offensively in the game, which it really comes down to running our stuff, dressing up a million different ways, and just going out and let the kids play free.
One thing Coach has talked about a lot is tempo for you guys, tempo of operation, but then just tempo of play too. How'd you describe kind of the evolution the last few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we have a variety of different tempos in our offense, so we like to mix and match those. But just like anything, offense takes time, and it's always, about literally the things that we can control, which is getting set, seeing the signal, and going and executing our assignments. And like you guys know, when one guy messes up on offense, it tends to ruin an entire play. Whereas, not to say that defense is the same way, but one guy can get in a gap he wasn't supposed to and make a TFL. So offense is all about unity, guys working together, and really proud of our group, the way that we've grown.
Talking about the best OC in the nation right here.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, this guy. Guys make it hard on us. Really good defensive coaches. But, I'm really proud of where we're at. We're not where we need to be just yet, but I think we're trending that direction.
Do you have a goal in mind for the amount of plays that you want to get off on a per game basis, or does it kind of depend week to week?
Yeah, I mean, the clock rules have changed, right? Like now it's more NFL style until 2 minutes are left. So I would imagine college football there's going to be less plays. Honestly, I was kind of wondering that the other day. Will there be less points scored because of the clock rules? Like on first downs, the clock's going to keep rolling, so it'll be interesting to see where we're at. I mean, you always like to get in the 80 range, but that's, that we'll see how that goes.
Do those clock rules impact your coaching style at all, or kind of how you, go about the game?
Not really. We just have to educate our kids on what is happening and how the clock isn't stopping on first downs, and when the clock rules change or go back to what we're used to is inside 2 minutes. Right in the into the first half and second half, so it shouldn't affect too much. I just think the games are going to be shorter.
Are there other fundamental numbers you look at, whether it's yards per play or points per possession, that you think really are illustrative of success?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're, able to score on every possession, whether that's obviously we want to score touchdowns, but we want to come away with points on every possession and just maximize those possessions as much as we can. But we have goals. I mean, ultimately the goals I look at are explosive plays on offense and broken tackles, and also winning the turnover margin. I think those are the key. All the other stuff is really good. I mean, I think some of it's, maybe overthought. Obviously winning's the best, but to me being a great offense is about winning an explosive play battle, stopping explosives on defense, breaking tackles on offense, and then turnovers, right? That's going to kill you.
What's your most important measures for success at quarterback? Some guys are efficiency. Other guys talk about QBR. Other coaches don't even know what QBR is. What are some of the completion percentage? What are the things that stand out most to you?
Yeah, I mean, a goal for our unit would be, a 70% completion passer. That's usually upper echelon of college football, and it can be done. Bo did it last year. Yards, I mean, that just all depends on the game. I think that can be overblown, but definitely completion percentage is huge. And then obviously touchdown to interception ratio is a really good stat to look at. But ultimately, are we moving the ball? Are we being efficient offensively? And are we scoring points?
What's the competition behind Bo been? Ty's been here longer. Does he have the upper hand because of that? Just kind of give us a sense of that.
Yeah, I think it's been really good. It's been really healthy. That room pushes each other. Ty's obviously experienced in this offense, in this conference. He's seen a lot of ball. He's extremely intelligent. He's taken major strides this fall to put himself in a good position to be, the next man up. But Austin Novosad has definitely pushed him. And from where Austin got here in the spring. You know, newcomer to college football, the speed of the game's different, the verbiage is different to where he is now. He's leaps and bounds improved from day one of spring ball. I'm really happy about his progress, and can't wait to see what happens.
How solidified do you feel the offensive line is, assuming everyone's healthy once you get to game week Saturday? How solidified do you feel the 5 are at this point?
I think we can roll 8 deep. I really do. And as you guys know, like early in the year, temperatures are up, so big boys sweat. Big boys get a little tired out there. So the only way to really get into shape is to play real football. Like, we can scrimmage all we want, we can practice all we want, but until we put the pads on, go in Autzen Stadium on the turf with that type of energy is when you really know what you're made of up front. But I feel good about our depth. A lot of guys have played, and there's been some newcomers come on that we're excited about.
What about receiver? Do you and Junior have a set number of guys you kind of want to rotate, or does that vary by week?
It varies. Every team I've been on has played, 5, maybe 6 guys. Just depends. You have your nucleus of dudes that are going to play the majority of the snaps, but I mean, kind of common sense overrides all rules. A guy runs a go ball and is 40 yards down the field, you probably see somebody sub in for a play or two until that kid gets a drink of water and goes back in. So, you like to be able to feel confident that other guys are able to go in and execute. And I think we have a deep room, deeper than what people think in there, with more experience than what you would think with the additions of Garrett Bryant and Trayshawn Holden, who have played a ton of football.
With their additions in particular, we haven't asked a lot about Chris Hudson this camp. He's a returning guy, he was a productive guy. What does that competition at Z look like, and how do you go about the turn? Is it, to you, for receivers, is it best 3 regardless, or do you want best X, best Z, best slot?
We always want to try to put our best players on the field and manipulate personnels and formations to get them in a good spot. But like I said, I think that is a deep room, and Chris has a ton of experience. He's made a lot of big plays. He's played in this conference for a while, and he's a pretty sure-handed kid that when he knows what to do, he can go play fast and provide quality for that room.
Last spring ball, how just his development through the start of fall camp till now? Where's he at right now for you guys?
Jurion's had a really good last few weeks. He made some plays in the scrimmage the other day. That was good to see. And again, it's just about when you go from high school to college, I don't care how talented you are, there's a jump. You go from you being the grown man on the field, and now there's literally grown men, 22 and 23-year-old men out there. It's not young guys, right? So the game hasn't totally slowed down for him yet. But what I love about Jurion is he shows up, he takes notes, he sits up front, he meets extra with our coaches. He's willing to learn, willing to put in the time, and I think the sky's the limit for that kid. I really do. I mean, what is his role going to be initially? That's time will tell, but there's a long season ahead, and just excited about him and his development.